Good afternoon. It's Brian Walsh. I hope all is going well. I was just reaching out to basically everybody I could. Ana hasn't been in touch for a few days. Do you know anyone that might have had contact with her? Calling everyone. So sorry to bother you. Sure, everything's fine.
Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everyone for coming back to my channel. It is Tuesday, January 17, 2023. I'm here to give you another video following the disappearance of Ana Walshe from Cohasset, Massachusetts. I had done a couple videos about her already. I haven't given you any updates that are coming out, and as like I said in my first ever video that I made about her, trying to bring awareness of her missing case. um you know I was hoping, right, 2 weeks ago, that it wasn't the husband. I was hoping that they have their own story, and then everything changed like that Tuesday, 2 weeks ago, when I saw the video of him coming out of the police station. That him, without respect for his kids, the family of Ana, or anybody who was concerned about her disappearance, this man is gonna come out of the police precinct smiling for the cameras. And to me, that was the biggest shock in this case, the biggest slap in the face. It didn't look like a concerned husband, and people can say, well, everybody reacts differently to things. Yes, I understand that's true, but a lot of the times, out of respect for human life, and especially your wife and your 3 young kids, when you have an opportunity to scream at the media and say, hey, they have the wrong guy, go out there and search for my wife, he comes out smiling. What a slap in the face that was, right? So the other thing is this, right? Then we learn about him buying $450 of cleaning supplies at the Home Depot. Then he was arrested because he misled police. He's been in jail ever since, right? And one of the points that I brought up, speaking about her in my channel, was I don't understand how you celebrate New Year's Eve with your wife, and then she has a work emergency that she has to leave the next day. And that arrangement that they have is weird to me. A mom of 3 young kids is allowed to go to a different state every week, and the dad will stay home with the kids. And then we learned that he is in house arrest. That's a whole other mess, right? And then what I was saying was, your wife says to you, I have a work emergency. You just celebrated New Year's Eve with her, one of her friends. You did a great meal. The friend that was having dinner with them on New Year's Eve says he created an elaborate meal. That to me is a red flag too, because some people say, oh, it was a very nice dinner, right? Some people might say, oh, he did amazing food. But the friend says an elaborate meal. And when people put that much effort for just cooking for your wife and another guest, it was this all premeditated. He knew that she was planning of moving to DC with the kids. She had a home already there. She was creating room for the kids. She wanted to be with her kids. Brian couldn't go because he's on house arrest. He cannot leave the state. And like, she's selling off assets 2 days ago, right? 2 days prior to disappearing. She's selling the condo, gets $80,000, selling all cars, gets that cash. And basically, she was ready to leave, right? And then this man, you know, cooks this meal for them. And she says, the friend leaves about 2 in the morning, and then she says, I have a work emergency, I have to fly. She was supposed to leave on the 3rd to DC, and she's like, no, I have to go before that. They just call me, have a work emergency, whatever, right? And he's okay. The next day comes up, this man does not even says, oh, I call her, call me when you get to the airport. It's kind of very weird times now for you to go to the airport, but I want you make sure that you get there safe. Call me the minute you get to the airport, man. Call me when you get on the plane. This is your wife of three kids who's leaving your home for a work emergency. I don't understand how people are living their lives right now, but if that was me, I want my husband to be like, I'll drive you right now, or if you're not driving, like I'm checking the Ubers, the plates, the car model, whatever like he's driving. I'm gonna come out and talk to this guy, right? When he comes picks you up to take you to the airport. It's 3 in the morning. You're going to the airport now to on a last minute decision because you have worked, you know you're going to work. Actually, he said, now that I'm thinking about it, right before getting the story confused, he actually said that she left at 6 in the morning. That was the last time he spoke with her. Even so, it's still last minute. It's still very early. It's New Year's Day. I don't understand how people are living their lives right now, but we know that something happened. We knew it. It sounded fishy. We were hoping, at least I was hoping when I first learned about the case, that it's not him, right? And then, like I said, the slap in the face, he's coming out smiling. Then they come out with the receipt from Home Depot, $450 of cleaning supplies. And then we learned that she was traveling back and forth, working in DC. We also learned something very interesting was that night she's reaching, calling her mom, please come the next day. Let me tell you something. Your mom is not like down the road, like in another house. The mom said she pleaded with me, mommy, please come the next day. Anna needed that support of somebody there to basically make that big move, take that big step that she was planning on doing to separate herself. I'm not talking about a divorce. I'm talking about that you have a mom who just wants to be with her kids. And yes, she's working in the sea, but she knows, like, people, like, when people get married, right, and they live together for so many years, then I would never understand a wife that said, oh, my husband had a secret life. You know something is up, okay? You sleep with this person, you know when they change, you know when they're hiding something. You cannot be so oblivious to think. For her to be pleading with her mom that your husband is on house arrest, right? You know you wanted that support to move, right? Three kids too. We're not talking about teenagers. We're talking about you very young kids. She needed help. She probably was planning on bringing her mom with her to DC and maybe babysit with her while she go to work until they find somebody, right? Find a new babysitter over there. Who knows? All I know that Anna was planning on making this big move. You can see it on all her social media. She was looking forward to 2023, looking forward to taking a big step of faith. And unfortunately, because of his case with the law, Brian was not allowed to do any of that, right? And he's not just gonna sit and be okay with that. Okay, so something definitely happened. This man looks very nervous on that video from the juice place that came out on the second he went to buy something for one of his kids. This man, he looks so nervous. His body is language is giving him away. He was looking around like, is anybody here looking at me? You know, when you do something and when you're hiding something, I mean, we see it in movies, right? You always think that whoever's looking at you knows about it. This man was looking, scanning the room, trying to see, like it was him. It's almost like that Chris Watts, right? When we see him looking at the surveillance video from the neighbors, right? He's like nervous. His body is giving him away. And Brian Walsh is not, it's not different, right? He knows he did something. They find a bloody knife in the basement. They find towels, okay, from the basement. And they drain the pool. When you saw the police draining the pool, they have enough evidence to do that, right? Right now, they're not giving all the details of what it is exactly that made them take that a step to charge him officially with murder. But here we are. The kids, what they say, they're going to go through three different families, which it breaks my heart. Like I said on my previous video, a lot of the times, when things like this happen, hey, let me just tell you, if there's a disagreement about something, and speak about it, find a solution, okay? Especially when you have kids. Now, they went from celebrating New Year's with their family to their life being completely changed for the rest of their life. And, if they don't overcome that when they're adults, right, it lingers into the new generation, because, like, what you don't fix when you're a child, it becomes an adult issue, and then a lot of the times it gets passed down to your kids from you, right? Because oh, my dad doesn't really talk to me. Why is he like that? Well, he went to. It could be so many things, right? Everything has a chain reaction to things, right? So it's just so sad about this, but here we are on day 17 of the disappearance of Ana Walshe, in the Brian Walshe case, that he has been an arrest warrant charging Brian Walshe with murder has been issued Tuesday in the death of his wife, right? I heard some people on the internet saying, he reported her after he called the employer, maybe because it's almost like when you give the news to somebody and people are so shocked by the news that they don't waste any time, they call the police immediately, and you're like, man, I should have done that first, let me do that after. You can turn this case around and find, like, maybe that's not what it means, maybe it's not him, maybe they checked the Uber, right? But I do believe, the police said that they don't believe she even got into an Uber, right? It's just so much evidence already, and this is just what we know as the public. Imagine what led the police to drain the pool, right? What led to the police to put him under arrest, or for misleading the investigation. Something, so they know he has three kids at home, young kids, right? Something else, right? He's searching on the internet how to dispose the body of a 115-pound woman. Like, how, like, he's kind of like dumb, trying to, like, it's almost like he's not even faking it. It's almost like he doesn't even care, like he's not even trying hard not to get discovered. Like, I'm waiting for him to confess the whole thing, because for him to search even her exact weight, it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy. And this man goes into Home Depot wearing gloves and surgical mask, right? In 2020, probably that wasn't that strange. It's 2023. It makes you wonder now. Yes, do I see people still wearing the thing in their face? Yes, but the gloves and the thing, it still makes you wonder, because it's not March of 2020, it's January 2023. Why would he do that, right? Did he hide any markings in his hands that he was hiding? Right? Cleaning supplies, $450 of cleaning supply. And by the way, though, I learned today too that morning a babysitter came to the home, right? And here's something interesting, because people know, right? People see behaviors. I believe that Anna probably not haven't. Maybe I'm thinking to myself, did she probably had tickets already bought for the kids for the third? I wonder if that was the case because of this, right? She perhaps was afraid to break the news to him that she was living with the kids to DC. So I wonder if there, at some point that's gonna come out, that she had planned to bring, it's the beginning of the year. She already has a home for her kids over there. Maybe she was like, I don't know how to tell him this news. And the reason that I bring that up is this. I saw the interview of the friend that had dinner with them that night. She said, he said, she called me and said, hey, so and so, I forgot his name. we understand that you're probably gonna be at home alone on New Year's Eve. Why don't you come and have dinner with us, right? It's almost like she wanted like that company, and I don't know how far she got into the announcements of, hey, I am moving all together, I'm bringing the kids with me. Or maybe she would have said, I'll bring them back when before school starts, the next week or something. And Brian just never agreed with that, right? Or maybe it was a last minute decision. But the reason that I bring that up is because the way the friend said that he was invited to this gathering was, she said, we know that you're going to be home alone. Why don't you come and have dinner with us on New Year's Eve? And then she's calling her cousin, right, that night. And I understand people will be like, oh, it's New Year's. People are always saying Happy New Year, last minute, whatever. Not last minute, but late because they're waiting for the New Year, midnight. But I'm thinking to myself, she's pleading with her mom to come too. So it's almost like she needed that support of an extra person there that knew Brian, that can be kind of like moral support when she's like making that big step. She says on her Instagram, and to some of her friends she did mention, big things are coming in 2023. And we're all waiting. We're always expecting of great things every new year, but she has something specifically planned, and I do believe that was the case. And maybe that was that night that she was not that night because she was supposed to fly on the 3rd. Maybe that's why she wanted the mom to come the next day, because that'll give her time to prep everything with the kids or whatever, right? So I wonder if she even had tickets bought already for them. So some like I said before, somebody didn't approve of that plan. Whatever plan that Anna was getting ready for, she didn't approve. I think that if this was a case over Uber or a rideshare or Lyft issue, the driver took the wrong route and now we can find, like, it would have been already been discovered. Police say that they don't believe she left the home that day. And, when you have an employer, right, saying to you, we have an emergency, we need you here the next day, but they don't call your husband 3 days after. Nobody called her for an emergency. That was probably all made up by him to mislead police on the investigation. So I think it's very clear, unfortunately, right? It's just so sad all these cases end up like that. It's so sad. So thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. I know I said a lot of speculation based on what I read already, what I hear about all the investigations and results and things like that. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. God bless. For coming back to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and share this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.